hopefully we are live. Hopefully live. Let's just sort the camera out a wee bit. That's a bit better. So let's see, are we live? Sorry, I'm getting ridiculous messages from Facebook, which seems to think it's a good time to yes, anyway, who knows. Right, so let me find where we are. I am now live, it says so. Yay! Feeling somewhat dishevelled, but anyway, let me know how you're all doing this fine Tuesday morning. It is Tuesday, isn't it? Just going to go and grab a tissue. My best laid plans of tidying my studio have gone. So, hello Deb, hello Nora, hello Rachel. I'm feeling a lot better, but I'm still post-COVID. Hubby is still COVID. So, yeah, he's having a really rough time of it, which apparently is not unusual. Apparently the first person gets it mildly because they pick it up somewhere, a small amount, and bring it home and then share it. But anyway, so who have we got? Baz is with us, B is with us, Jan is with us. So yes, I'm not my normal bouncy self, but I'm up. I've even managed to put some makeup on this morning. Not much, but some. But I wanted to get back because I wanted to get back, really. Anyway, I have got Butterfly Brilliance to share with you today, or Butterfly Bouquet. So this went live today. Woo! So Butterfly Brilliance and the matching, hello Louise, and the Brilliant Wings dies will be in the new annual catalogue when it comes out in May. Is it May? I think it's May. Hi Wendy, hi Nora. No, I'm not going to push myself, Rachel, I can't. It's not possible. Anyway, so yes, so I brought back a little bit of, God, my brain's everywhere, isn't it? I think that sums it up. Your 91-year-old father went through COVID. Oh no, I'm sorry, Deb. My father is still in hospital, unfortunately. He did break his ankle really quite badly, so he's still in hospital. Just so that we've got that covered. So yes, where was I? Butterfly Brilliance and Brilliant Wings Dies will be in the new annual catalogue when that comes out in May. Pre-order for demonstrators or anyone who wants to join is in April. Yeah, hubby's temperature is still quite high. He's supposed to be out of self-isolation tomorrow, but he won't be because his temperature is too high, so it won't be tomorrow. But anyway, there we go. So yes, Butterfly Brilliance is now available, and I'm going to go through what we've got in the way of things to tempt you before it goes live in the annual catalogue. I'm going to start just with some quick housekeeping. So today is, I have no idea, Tuesday the 2nd of March. It's about 11 o'clock UK time. If you're watching this on Facebook, then you may well be live. If you are live, there will be a live in the top right hand corner-ish, maybe. And if you're watching it after that time, then it's on Facebook, then it's likely to be a recording. And if you're watching on YouTube, it will be a recording because this is a Facebook live. I'm hoping I will have energy to do my YouTube live on Thursday and then on Saturday. Fingers crossed. But we will see how things go. That is my plan. I am taking life gently. I'm managing about half or 3/4 of an hour of something followed by a day of rest. So those of you who are concerned about me, thank you. I am being sensible because this is a horrible, horrible thing. Anyway, I'm going to flip you down. So let's find my tatty piece of washi tape and turn you down and see where we are. So it's not the best picture I've ever had. Let's go up a bit. There we go. That's about as good as we're going to get, I think. So this is the stamp set. Hi, Mary. Oh, and I must say thank you everyone for your get well cards. I've put them in the kitchen because that's kind of the main room in the house. And we've got a breakfast bar area and they're all on there, and it's lovely to walk in into the kitchen and see them all. So thank you very, very much for those. They are stunning. I got one fairly early on which used the flowers for every season, and it's a beautiful card and it's not signed, so I don't know who it's from. So if that might be from you, please let me know. Hi, Pam from Australia. So this is the stamp set. It's done like a background stamp, but obviously you can ink up just individual butterflies. And this is how it's stamped. I did actually do some stamping. So this is in tuxedo black, and this is using the 2020-2022 ink colours, using the Stampin' Write markers. So yeah, it's not the best fit on a piece of A4 card, in that you end up with funny bits left over, but yeah, so that's it. And the dies, the die for cutting these out is one die, so it just pops over the top, and you just run it through once. So yeah. But there are also intricate dies, so these are the main, what I would call the main dies. And we've got little bubbles, we've got some texture. This is the intricate die for this one. And then we've got some individual little butterflies as well. Now I'll come on to the extra items that are available until, I want to say the end of April. In a moment, but these are the intricate dies, so these do line up with these, so you can take your big die and your intricate die and they will line up. But you have a pile of cards to send out, but your card's been taken off the road. Oh no! No way you're walking to the post box. Okay, I would only walk to our post box because we have two in the village, and for me, under normal circumstances, it takes me about 10-12 minutes to get from one end of the village to the other. Probably take a bit longer at the moment. And we have a letterbox at each end, so it's actually quicker to walk. So these are the papers. Now these papers are part of the promotion before the new catalogue. So these will not be in the new catalogue. There are 6 of each sheet, so 48 sheets in a pack, and they are gorgeous. So we've got all these little butterflies, which this is actually a small version of this paper, roughly. I mean, it's not quite, but it sort of is. So if we go into this area, then it is-ish, but not quite. Anyway, but this you can die cut with the large die, and obviously you could die cut it with the smaller, the intricate dies as well, but it will line up. So Stampin' Up are sending me out new dies. Yours don't cut all the way through. Oh, okay, mine do. But that's always worth remembering, that if there's ever a problem, let Stampin' Up know, and we'll get that sorted out, or let me know if you're a customer of mine, and we'll get it sorted out. So we've got the small butterflies with a sort of pink and orange colour on the back. I'll go through the colours in a moment. The large butterflies with a water watercolour background. This one, which is sort of like butterflies in a cloud with Calypso coral pattern, then a rainbow of butterflies and more watercolour, and kind of teal and blue with the same on the reverse, and then this one, so a watercolour background with I think it's Bermuda Bay on the back, but the colours, so you know, are basic black, Bermuda Bay, Blushing Bride, Calypso Coral, Just Jade, Magenta Madness, Mango Melody, Mint Macaron, Misty Moonlight, Poppy Parade, So Saffron, and it's on a white base. So, I mean, I've already made a whole bunch of cards which are similar to but not the same as the one that I'm going to make for you today. And I've got all of this left still. But Butterfly Brilliance, easy for you to say, is I've got lots of thank you cards to do for people who shop with me both in January and February. Butterfly Brilliance is for one of them, and the chickens are for the other batch. So those are about the only things I have managed to make during my incarceration. Let me just pop these away, and then I will show you what we're making. Well, I won't show you what we're making, I'll make what we're making. I do apologise that my brain is not kind of with us, but that's just life with me at the moment. I really hadn't realised just what a horrible disease this was, and I wasn't actually that unwell. Anyway, so I'm going to take this piece of designer series paper and I'm going to cut it in half down the middle. So I've got my little chopper and I'm just going to chop that in half. Now 6x6 can be a little tricky for stretching. Hello Farquhar Splodge and hello Linda. But yeah, 6x6 can be a little difficult to stretch over more than one card, so I like to do a 3x3 slice, and then I've got a sheet of Magenta Madness that I've scored, cut in half, which I'm going to use. I've also die cut 2 of the intricate butterflies. Oh, and I haven't shown you this. So the other thing that comes at the moment is, so this is part of the whole early launch. This is Natural Touch specialty paper. You get 2 sheets, and it's basically a wood grain, but it's got a texture. Can you hear that? It has actually got a texture. So it's got a wood grain texture as well as the wood grain print. It's quite lightweight, so it's, you know, lighter probably than designer series paper, but none the worse for that. Let me just pop it back into its packet. So I've die cut one of the solid butterflies for that. Oops, got a piece of thing. So I've got a solid butterfly for one of these, and a piece of vellum solid butterfly for the other. So what I'm going to do is fold my card in half. I'll do one at a time, and grab a bone folder, which I have put away, and just make sure that's square and burnish. And then all I'm going to do is pop this to one side, and then the other one I'm going to do this way up. But I'm going to pop this to one side. Now, you can go straight down the middle. I find if you go to one side, it's actually easier, because then you don't have to worry if you're not completely straight down the middle. And if you're anything like me, not being straight down the middle is an issue. So, actually I'm going to use liquid adhesive. So, this is slightly longer than my card base, so I'm not going to go all the way to the bottom with my adhesive. I'm going to leave a little gap. It only needs a little gap. And now what there isn't in the stamp set, because it is basically a background stamp, are any sentiments. So you can use any sentiments that you've already got, which I actually think is good because it means you get to use your sentiment stamps. That's not straight. It's not too bad, but it's not totally straight. That's a bit better. And then just rub that on the back. And then I've got some strips of, this is the Rococo Rose foil that's in the Valentine Suite, which has got Rococo Rose, Blushing Bride and Sahara Sand. And I know Rococo Rose isn't in this paper, but it actually goes quite nicely. And what I've done is I've stuck tear and tape on the back before I cut it out, and then I've just sliced, but I've sliced each of the bits of tear and tape in half. So this is a half width. It's a little wider than half width because I've left a gap between the two pieces of tear and tape, or the lit bits of tear and tape. And all you need to do is then add that down the side of your designer series paper. Grab a pair of scissors, oops, and chop that end off, and then this piece will be long enough to go down the other side. I find this is much easier than then trying to stick the designer series paper on top of a piece of the foil. So yeah, because the paper is a lot thinner than the foil, so unless you've got a whole sheet of foil behind, you can end up with a kind of step if you have this so that it overlaps the foil. So I do it the other way around and have the foil to the side of the designer series paper, and then just open up the back of your card and snip the extra bits off, and you have your half card, half sheet of paper. So I'm going to use the vellum one first, I think. So I'm just going to add some liquid adhesive to the back and the antenna. The foil lasts forever if you do that. So yeah. Now I'm going to embrace the fact that this is off center. I may even go skew whiff. Let's see. So if I was going to do this kind of square, I would do it there. Actually, I'd go up a bit. And I'm probably going to add a sentiment. But you can do it offset. You can do it over to one side. Just be aware that your envelope will restrict. That for me is not terribly pleasant on the eye. So I would either go square into my piece, or what I'm actually going to do is, because these aren't square, this doesn't need to be. So I'm going to pop that down, and that will dry clear. That adhesive will dry clear, so that's easy. And then I'm just going to very gently lift up the edges and then grab some black dimensionals and my take your pick. So I've got all the take your picks that I ordered for my January shoppers. They will be going out hopefully later this week. I just need to have the energy to pack them up. I deliberately did not do any crafting while I was still in quarantine. So do be aware of that. And also, I've been avoiding doing stuff anywhere near my husband because obviously he's still in quarantine. So by the time everything goes out, it should be safe. So please don't stress on that count. I contacted everyone I had sent items to whilst I was coming down with it, because I did prep some stuff, and I did contact everyone, or certainly tried to contact everyone just to warn them. So I know a few people had their buy one get one free items in quarantine for a while, but I've got those to send out, or pack up and send out, and I've also got my January thank you gifts to send out. So those, as I say, will be going out later this week with luck and a fair wind. So I've got adhesive down the middle, so again you just touch that down, and then once that's set I'll push the wings down. I'm glad to be back, Pam. It's going to take a while. I'm not going to be back full strength for a while, but I am back. So yeah, I'm going to wait until this is properly dry. Doesn't take long, and then you can push these down. If you push your wings down before this is dry, it's not so bad with the vellum being loose, but if it was flat, the dimensionals could lift the body out. It's not a big deal, but there we are. So yes, so these, as I say, they will be available in the annual catalogue, the new annual catalogue, but they're available now to pre-order with the paper and the specialty paper. So that's our first card. We do obviously need to think about a liner, because trying to write on Magenta Madness is not impossible. You could do it with black, but I think it would be a challenge. So let me just get this started. So we need to put a liner in. Come along. So I have to say, there is nothing more boring than lying in bed just fighting a virus. I did watch some TV, well I say TV, Netflix and Amazon. I watched the whole of Death in Paradise, the new series of Death in Paradise, in about a day. May have been 2, but it wasn't much more than that. So there's that card. You're right, Rachel. Basic black with Magenta Madness is a really nice contrast. It sort of zings. So that's that one. So let's bring in the second one. So again, we're going Magenta Madness. And the same paper, but I'm going to turn it over. So we're going for splodges. And it's almost a shame to cover this up, but this pack is actually, I prefer having fewer designs and more sheets, because it does mean that then you don't have to worry quite so much about using the A side and the B side. So again, I'm going to go to one side. And I might actually go Sahara Sand with this one. I don't have a Sahara Sand strip ready, but let me use that as an observation of how to do it. So I apologise, this is going to be quite shiny, but I will have it upside down. So that's the Rococo Rose. Let's get rid of that. So this is the Sahara Sand, which I'm not going to have the right way up for too long because it is very shiny. And I've got my tear and tape, and all I'm going to do is pop a strip of tear and tape down the side of my card, not foil, and tear it, and then grab my trimmer, and I would do this upside down even if I was doing this you know, for me rather than on camera, because if you cut foil the right way up you can scratch the foil. So I've lined it up so that, let me see if I can pick it up for you, so that the strip is in the middle. So here's where it's going to cut. Now obviously if you wanted a wider strip you could cut it wider, if you wanted it narrower you could cut it narrower, but I'm just going to slice. So there's my strip, and then I might as well slice the other one off as well. So I have two, and then pop that away. So let's use the slightly narrow one. So this is the Sahara sand, which is, it's not the same as silver or champagne. It is a different colour. But if you don't have the coloured foil, then silver, champagne, gold, copper, you know, choose whichever one you want. The brass might look quite nice. And then just peel the backing off. And pop it down. And you do just need to make sure that you are right on the edge of the paper. Otherwise, particularly if you're using a darker colour background, it can show through. So just be aware of that. And and yes, I've got some exciting news coming up as well. So February, anyone who shopped with me in February and qualified for the ordering special is getting opal rounds as their thank you gift. So that's using the host code. The ordering special for March is, ooh, what is it? I can't remember what it is. It's, oh, I know, yes, it's a wink of Stella. So one of the clear winks of Stella. So that's with a £50 order using the host code. You get a clear wink of Stella. That's in addition to my usual thank you card and gift and stuff. So it's not instead of, it's as well as. So there we go with the Sahara sand strips. But I've also got a special where anyone who places an order of any size will get 2 card kits from me, which will be using some of the papers from Celebration. So all you need to add are sentiments. I'll do all the cutting and stuff. So I'm just going to adhere this to the background paper. I think actually I'm going to adhere it right the way across. So this one won't flap. The vellum I had flapping because sticking vellum down is always a challenge. But this one I'm going to have flat. So yes, you'll get 2 card kits, and then if your order is at least, I want to say £25, but let me check that. Bear with me one moment because I can't remember. I've got a, don't want published, I want unpublished. Drafts will do nicely. I've got a giveaway. Well, I say a giveaway. I've got a... Oh, that's weird. That's better. Right, so let's get this right. So from the 1st to the 31st of March, if your order is at least £50 before PMP, you will get a clear wink of Stella, which are £7.50. And that's in addition to the thank you card gift and reward vouchers. Then, if you want a chance to win a mini stamp and cut and emboss machine, then if you place an order with me at any point during March of whatever size, you'll get the 2 card kits. But if your order is over £25 before PMP, for every £25 you order in March, and if you place more than one order, I will add those together, you will get an entry to win a mini cut and emboss machine, which I will draw on, I know it's the 1st of April and it's not an April Fool's, on the 1st of April. So yes, that is what I'm doing in March. I just need to check that I had some spelling mistakes in my draft, so let's take them out of my, that looks better. Let me take them out of my scheduled post. So let me go back to Facebook. So yes, you have the opportunity of winning a mini Stamp and Cut and Emboss machine just for placing orders with me. Now obviously you don't need to use the host code for that because it's any order size. £25 plus, so not any order size, but yeah, but if your order is over £150, then you don't need to have used the host code to get into the prize draw. So yeah, that is what I'm doing in March. So my celebration is continuing. So not only am I using some of the paper that I have acquired for card kits for you, I'm also giving away a Stamp and Cut and Emboss machine. Yay! So black dimensionals. Now I have got a post that's going live at 12 this morning because I am back with the spot. I did take last week off because I was not capable of doing anything, but I have got a post going live at 12, which I will talk about in a bit. So that's that down, and again I'm going to not press the sides down until that's dry because it will lift up the center of the butterfly. So that's that one and that's that one. So the same basic supplies, but 2 different looking cards. Now what you can also do is where are they? I think they are. The matte black dots work perfectly if you're using basic black and butterflies because they're black and they're matte. So what I'm going to do is, if it would like to come up for me, I think I need to refresh my bit of gunk at the end. Probably need a new pussy actually. This is my first pussy. There we go. So I'm going to pop that. Whoops. Let's use the easier end, shall we? I'm going to pop that right onto where its head is, and let's cover that up. And then use some of the smaller ones down its back. Now I am leaving quite a gap between them, but obviously you could put them closer together. And I'm only going to put them on this one. On this one I'm going to use them in a different way. So don't know if you can see them. I will have close-ups on my website tomorrow. And then for this one I'm going to put that one back where it came from, and that one. I'm going to just dot some around, and I'm going to deliberately go between the butterflies because I don't want them to look as if they're part of the butterflies. I think they're a little large, but I think it's quite nice just to have a sort of splattering, technical phrase, splattering. I like my odd numbers, so it will be an odd number. It shall go there. So that's those. So yes, so there we go. So those are today's cards. Let's pop that away. That's the phone, which I'm going to ignore. I have no idea who it is. So it will go to answer phone. So yes, those are today's cards. Let me give you a very quick sneak peek of my card for the spot. We're doing succulents, but we're also doing, so it's a photo piece, it's an inspiration piece, and you can either use the picture, the image, or the colours, or the layout, or anything. I've just gone straight with succulents, so this is the succulent stamps. Is it simply succulents? I think. And then I've fussy cut one of the words out of one of the sentiments. I think the sentiment is you make the ordinary extraordinary, and I've just used the extraordinary. And then playing with patterns and the in colour designer series paper, but that will be on my website at 12 o'clock. Do have a go at entering the spot. Someone's got to win. So let me just put a liner on the inside of this one, and then I will wish you a fond farewell. Go and see if someone's left a message, because I get the feeling my husband ignored the phone, which is fine because he's not feeling well. But yeah. So who thinks they might buy the butterflies? If you haven't already got them, I know they've got quite a lot of demonstrators on this morning, so some of you will already have bought it, I imagine. But who likes the butterflies? Oh, that's not square. Anyone like the butterflies? I'm not talking about these per se, I'm talking about butterflies generally. I've just realised that we are very, very laggy this morning. Very laggy. Gosh. So I'm going to give you a while to have a think about that question. Coo. So, let me bring back in the stamp set that we've been using. Well, we haven't actually, because I haven't used the stamp set, I've just used the dies. But this is the stamp set that goes with it. So, thank you very much for joining me. Hopefully by the time I finish my spiel, I will have some comments about whether or not you like the butterflies generally. Do remember that the papers, so the 6x6 and the specialty paper, are only going to be available for the pre-order time, so March and April. And there will possibly become a point where they sell out and they won't be replaced. So if you like the papers, you need to get those sooner rather than later. Information about it is on my website. There's links on my website, so you can have a look at those. And do remember about my ordering specials. Gosh, you are all being very quiet today. So I am going to wish you a fond farewell, and hopefully see you again on YouTube on Thursday, which is 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So thank you very much indeed. This will go live on my website tomorrow with some close-up photographs. The only other thing that I've got to do today is a Christmas project ready for the Christmas blog hop group that I am part of. So that needs to be done today, and then I can go to sleep. Anyway, thank you very much indeed for watching. Sorry I've not been kind of usually bubble self. We're getting there. It's just a little slow. So thank you very much indeed. Have a fantastic day, and I will see you again very soon. Bye.